So, do you guys remember those 3 primals that we killed a while back? Well, they're being summoned again. You might have some questions. Why are they able to just come back after we put them down? Isn't this unfair? Primals are beings made of concentrated ether, and they have to consume it from their surroundings in order to fuel their very existence. Given enough time, a primal could even drain the light of its ether, turning it into a desolate waste. When somebody kills a primal, its ether is dispersed, and a kind of soul is returned to the lifestream. The lifestream, of course, being the place where souls are returned to after their death. There the primal waits until it's summoned again. And yes, it is unfair. Upon meeting up with the gang, we learn that with the defeat of the Ultima weapon, the tribes of Eorzea have taken to summoning their gods once again. Except this time, they're going to be a lot stronger. First on the docket is Ifrit, and it's a little bit of a walk to the Aetheryte. Keep in mind that a normal character could just fly right over you. With the squad assembled, it was time to enter the gauntlet and throw down with Ifrit. To Ashalarian, Revi Brasinia, Rovallard, Lincipia Ordelia, Ambroid Crimson, Rina Chelaway, and Silua Kersk. This fight is similar to one we fought Ifrit before, but just a little bit more brutal. Surely you remember these. What if they made it way, way worse? Yeah, that hurts. Alright, but something nasty happens next, and I want you to watch it play out.
Oh, shoot.
I've not done the Ifrit
part. Oh man, you kidding?
I covered you,
yeah,
but
that's
then
just
you moved
rough.
just a little bit far away and it broke my tether.
Alright, one more. Surely nothing bad will happen this time, right?
Oh, I'm getting lag. Oh no.
Oh yeah, I see it. See you lagging.
Oh no. What's happening?
That's just...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is the stream using too much of my my network? Yep, there it was. I lost connection. Ah, dude, I don't want to keep bothering these people.
3 tries. Could be worse, right? I really need to thank the kind people who joined me once again. Their patience knows no bounds.
Ew.
Garud is our next target, and we get to brave the snowy wastes of Karthus to get to her. Thanks to Annex Alsthel for tagging along. Big thanks to someone else as well.
Lemon squeeze in eyes.
The fight is mostly the same until this point. So these AoEs look scary, and they are, but only if you get hit, and they're a lot easier to avoid than they look. At this point, you can kind of settle around a safe spot and just chill. You know, if you aren't a melee DPS.
That one is easier than Ifrit.
Titan's up next, and, well, let's just say I got a little distracted along the way.
Why are there always hunt mobs when I go through these places? They don't mind me.
Do you want to take it out real quick?
Yeah, let's kill this thing.
Okay, yeah, sure, I can use the allied seal.
Yeah, get some allied seals.
Oh, that has way more health than I thought it would.
Don't worry, I'm tanking.
I think
Hey.
for some instance, it would be...
Hey! It picked you for... Woo! Woo!
Okay. Wait.
So this fight actually wasn't bad at all, mainly because his patterns have been well documented online. Okay, here's a new one. Boulders come down and then explode in the order in which they appear. This one catches people all the time, normally, so it's a nightmare when you're walking.
Slow it down, we got this. We did it.
We did it.
Huzzah!
Oh my god.
The primals have been dealt with again, but we have another problem on our hands. With word having spread of us taking in the Doman refugees, some Alamegans have come in hopes of receiving the same treatment. But we just don't have the resources to take them in. Tatara arrives with news that Alphino was wounded during a riot, which the Immortal Flames claim to have been started by the Alamegans. Alphino is fine, but this situation plainly is not. He believes that this riot wasn't started naturally. He thinks that someone is behind this incident. And so, another investigation begins. Raban refuses to make any provocative statements in a rather public area, so we have to investigate this business ourselves. These brass blades claim the refugees here left with a strange merchant and haven't come back. Right, so this merchant incited the riot, trying to spark some manner of revolution by offering the refugees weapons. He pleads for mercy and tells us that he'll blab on the real mastermind if we offer him protection. That doesn't work out. With our main suspect dead, it's time to deliver our findings to Raban Anonimo. So apparently the Alamedan protests were holding peaceful until the brass blades shot this most recent group with arrows. The leader of the unit had been paid by a merchant under the employ of Telegia Alegi. To explain his notice fully, though, will take some time. The Cardinal Flats is an area in Eorzea between Mardona and Van Allen. 5 years ago, a great battle took place here between the Garleans and the Eorzean Alliance, but it was totally worthless in the end. The fall of the Red Moon Dalamud marked the 7th Umbral Calamity, with the uncaging of the Great Worm Bahamut. The area was thoroughly blasted, but in spite of that, there are some remnants of old Alagan technology that had been there all along. Though the area is fiercely contended for between the Grand Companies, they've reached a sort of stalemate, one Telegia Alegi would like to see broken. All to get his hands on the ancient Alagan weapon, Omega. Minfilia gives us a call. There's trouble brewing in the 12-Wood again. The Slopes seem to have summoned down their god RAMUH, so we must enter the forest in order to investigate and potentially kill.
Tynora betrays thee, servant of hiding. I am RAMUH, guardian guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thy conflict have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. There is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Right, so RAMUH can be just a little bit tricky compared to everything else we've gone up against so far. Just to start, you'll place these orbs around the arena on occasion. The more orbs that are out, the more damage it does, so it's important to pick them up. Pick up 3 of the orbs, a little bit of buff that makes you take less damage from it. For a little bit, the fight is nice and simple. At a certain point, RAMUH will conjure down 3 ads called Grey Arbiters. These have to be killed before he does his big attack, or the party completely wipes. Dealing with the Arbiters is fortunately a total piece of cake. Insanely easy stuff. Huh. RAMUH has a tank buster called Shock Strike. Tank busters are moves designed to be able to hurt tanks quite a lot, kind of acting as a barrier to make sure that you actually have one, and your healers are doing their job. And sometimes they're AoEs. Naturally, they obliterate non-tanks. So this is kind of what happened, except the AoE marker you're seeing doesn't actually exist. With this information in mind, let's give it another look. I gotta thank one more person for joining on this second run, Angelica Presminia. Thank you very much.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light, and I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them.
We return to Gridania, where we're thanked once again by the Elder Seedseer. Okay, so Urianger has an idea on how we might more permanently defeat an Ascian. The immortals that we've seen exist by stopping their souls from returning to the Ethereal Sea when they meet their end. But as we saw when the Sahuagin's soul was consumed by Leviathan, this form leaves them quite vulnerable, and so the Ascians have a method to keep themselves safe. The Ascians can use a special object called a Crystal of Darkness in order to retreat to the space between worlds. So in order to defeat an Ascian in the same way, we have to discover a means to capture their soul and stop it from escaping. But as it stands, we lack any such method, and so for now, we're at a standstill. Alphino arrives to discuss some important, maybe boring business with Minfilia, so we bounce on out and look for something else to do. We're told that the Doman children have made their own little group called the Doman Adventurers Guild. Two scions, Hori Boulder and Kultinet, introduce themselves. The children want us to teach them how to fight. Hori Boulder instead asks if they'd like to see the pair spar against us. And so we meet outside of Revenant's Toll and begin our duel. Ida, having heard about the sparring match, invited just about anyone she could find, so the stakes are higher, to say the least. Unfortunately for these two, though, they just really aren't a match for the Warrior of Light. With two boys beaten, and a crowd satisfied, it's time to hit the hay.